to get to this. It's not real.
What the fuck you gotta say now?
Congratulations. I'm coming. I'm coming!
Yo, welcome back to Fighting Out of Cape Town. It's your boy Zaz and
Vicious.
what's up, Vishy?
What's up, my brother?
Yo, bro, what a crazy weekend or card of fighting.
Great card of fighting in Brazil.
Brother, were rockers.
They were the fans of too much, bro.
They were sniping people with
Yo.
all hands back.
They saw losers, man. That's unfortunately. Like, I
That's what I
understand the
like about
passion.
them.
I do understand the passion. I get it. I understand it. That's why they. I guess that's how like a fighting arena is, man. Like a typical fighting arena.
It's rockers, man.
It usually is.
It's kind of like that there's beauty in it. I saw a lot of people had a problem saying, during Jamal's great victory speech, the interview, Octagon interview, there was nobody like in the crowd. That people had left. Like,
Well, I mean, what happens in an away soccer game
who cares, man?
if the home team loses?
Yeah,
Fancy.
sometimes they leave earlier.
Yeah.
Remember, like, you can find a problem with anything, like, if you want to, if you choose to. That is what it is. I love when the UFC goes to Brazil. I always have loved when the UFC goes to Brazil. It seems to, it's a different feel. It feels nice. And I think clearly the people are crazy.
Yeah, they're crazy.
They're just in their head, which is why it works so well.
Yeah, true.
You know, and
Because
why you
fighters are
appreciate
just
them. Exactly. Appreciate them. Like, appreciate the crowd that's also a bit different to what you normally get.
Yes, sir.
It's a bit more raucous, it's a bit more ugly, it's a bit more rude.
Yes. Nice.
That's nice.
Very true.
You want to go sit into a perfect room each time you open the door,
No.
you know what I mean? If you do, then you're gonna live in a realistic world. But either way, I always enjoy Brazil. God, I think the chaos that ensues sometimes just entices me and makes me excited. I love the passion.
True.
So I'm all for it.
It's
Genuinely.
something different.
I can't wait for them to go back.
Very true.
I think there's so many more Brazilian names that should, Tony Santos should be fighting on, you know, Brazilian card. There's so many. There's so many fighters that should be fighting, that are Brazilian,
Yeah.
that should be fighting on a Brazil card.
Brazil card, yeah.
Those fans deserve to see it. I think we deserve to see it. Because I think, like, if you know, we both watched from the first fight, as we always do.
Yes.
And it's just, it seems like the Brazilians, even when a Brazilian fought a Brazilian, it was almost like this automatic step up.
Yeah,
If
100%.
you play rugby in front of a big crowd, or cricket in front of a big crowd, and there's a vibe, and there's a gears, and it makes you feel something, makes you want to give a bit more, you know, give you a bit more drive. It was fun, needless to say.
It was fun.
Anyways, okay, so
So,
the squad was absolutely bonkers. It had everything. Crazy finishes, some slow fights, some faster fights, some decision fights, and we'll be recapping every fight on the main card. Okay, here we go. The first fight on the main card was a light heavyweight bout between Paul Craig and Johnny Walker, the Scot and the Irishman.
yo.
The fight obviously ended in the first round after 2 minutes and 16 seconds
Yes.
by KO for Johnny Walker.
Yes, sir.
Vishen, what did you think about this fight?
I think I picked Paul Craig to win the fight. Unfortunately, it didn't. Yeah, it was just like, you know, a little bit of like slow paced to start it off, and then all of a sudden Johnny Walker goes for a kick. Paul Craig holds the leg, which was his mistake. He wanted to take him down. I understand why, but funny enough, it was not something that he should have done, because when he held his leg, it gave Johnny Walker the ability to just go, hey, what's that? Bah, 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 and finished him. I was almost like in disbelief for a second how quickly that ended. I was like, it just went bang, and then it was done. And I was like, damn, okay.
That's weird. I think for all the build up when you miss, I think it's sometimes the most funniest thing.
Yeah.
Because you're like, I was so excited for this fight.
Yeah.
For them to actually stand and bang.
For them to stand, bang, and then to see maybe if Paul Craig could take it to the ground.
What the transition would look like.
And Johnny was Brazilian after all, right? So
Right.
definitely has some good wrestling background somewhere.
Right, and SGP, they work a lot in wrestling, right? It's so funny, like, I genuinely feel like... Huh? Like, why did that end this way? Like, I always wanted to book it again because I don't believe what had happened. Also, obviously, I also went for Paul Craig.
Yes.
We all know why. It's because we had more tools to win the fight, and we
Yes.
always knew Johnny Walker would be a threat.
But this is fight.
This is fighting, and it depends where it goes. Now, what ringed in my mind was the fact that Paul Craig, it was a bit slow, and I understand it is because they're so big. And when they hit with intention,
Yes.
and if you get hit by one, sometimes in this weight you're done. So I think, like I kind of expect it to be slightly slow and then go. Right? I expect someone to get hit and get angry and
Yeah, and then
an
it's become a
explosion.
thing, yeah.
Right? And I guess we got what we got, right? Which is
Yeah.
cool. I think what struck me the most was how slow and passive Paul Craig was once he got the leg. It was like once he got the leg, that's the right thing to do. But you have to transition quickly because now you have an anchored place that you're holding your opponent by, and he's got two free weapons, and you have made, by grabbing his leg, you have made yourself in range,
Yeah.
and you have caught yourself stuck. Because as much as you're holding his leg to make him stuck, you're also stuck. The best or biggest reason why people get hurt at this level especially is they can't get out of the way of a punch, right?
Yes.
So you're making somebody, if you're trying to get somebody stuck and you're getting stuck as well,
Boom, boom, boom. Good night.
you're there to be hit. Impa versus Joaquin Buckley, that spinning back heel to the face he caught his leg.
Yes.
Buckley hopped and whang, beautiful technique. So if you're going to catch, you have to sweep, you have to trip, you have to push him off balance, you have to take him down immediately, you have to close the distance so you clinch him so he doesn't have the tools to use to hurt you. That's so crazy, but I actually liked the way it ended. I thought Johnny Walker versus Jamal Hill. So now that gives Johnny Walker's career almost another push, and I feel like this division is kind of
Yeah, it's all
right?
over the place, yeah.
It's not that strong at the moment. So I think that this actually reinforces it because Jamal could fight either Paul Craig or Johnny Walker.
Good.
Either one of these fighters get 2 more wins, and you're like,
oh shit, he
maybe
may be.
someone get the flu, and
Yeah.
that's what I thought, you know, right? Injuries. So all in all, I thought it was really lopsided and also entertaining at the same time.
100%.
Happy with the result. What can you say? You get what you get and don't get upset. But I thought it was so interesting, and kudos Johnny Walker. Like, just keep standing up to adversity, no matter what it looks like. Just stand up all the time.
True.
Don't ever lay down and accept defeat. Just keep standing up, and we will support you. Well fucking done.
And Paul Craig is not the only Scotsman to be taken down by Johnny Walker.
Oh wow. Vishy coming with bangers. Okay, Vishy, our second fight of the night was a women's flyweight fight between Lauren Murphy and Jessica Andrade. Well, absolutely, I love her. Every second or every minute or every couple of minutes that I get to see about Jessica Andrade, I just love her more.
Yes.
She's like just the embedded and just the way she was with Glover and in Brazil and with the kids and just how she is, like she's so funny, she's light-hearted and she's a badass motherfucker that can bang, son. Vish, what do you think about this fight?
I think it went exactly the way I thought it was gonna go.
I think you called it exactly this, right?
I think I did. I think I called it a decision.
Yeah, you called it just a decision.
By Jessica Andrade. yeah, I think Jessica was able to go in and out without any worries. She got many significant strikes in. She absolutely destroyed Lauren Murphy's face. She took her down once or twice. I think, you know, it was always I think it was a mismatch. I think for Lauren Murphy's career, I guess you would then, it makes sense to then put up against Jessica Andrade, right?
Yeah.
Because I think even
she deserves it, right?
She deserves it, right? She's definitely worked herself to that point. However, I think definitely too old to be fighting such a prolific fighter. And yeah, she didn't really, Lauren Murphy didn't offer much. She couldn't defend. She was, Andrade got through her. God, like, she got way too easily. Like, and she was in and out before Lauren Murphy even knew.
100%.
So yeah, I'm unfortunate for Lauren Murphy, but Raj is an absolute animal.
Bro, I guess what stood out to me was Lauren Murphy tried to take down Jessica Andrade 15 times. She failed 15 times.
Oh my God, that's terrible. That's terrible.
And with the type of fighter that we know Lauren Murphy is, if the grappling isn't helping, isn't, you know, I guess benefiting her, like, she's gonna struggle. Right? And when your opponent throws more than 100 or almost 100 strikes more than you, and you fought the same, you played the game the same amount of time, that's the first key that, you know,
the first one.
That's the first, you know, sign that, you know, where
things aren't going away. It's
not going away, right? Also, besides the fact that she had a certain, like 100 more strikes than Lauren Murphy, she also had double the accuracy. So she landed at just over 60% and Lauren Murphy 30%. It's, you know, it's just, it's a given. It's what's to be expected, I guess. And man love to Lauren Murphy. I love a fighter's fighter. And when you, like, you know, like when you're really like dedicated and, you know, Roxy, you know, Modaferi, when you're really dedicated, you're really a martial artist, I think you take the loss and you learn from it and you work on the, you know, work on the things that you need to work on. It's all respect, it's all love, mad love. But Jessica Andrade is a beast and she's something to be reckoned with. And she's coming for a title again, I think.
Yeah, I think so. I think she's definitely come for the title. This is her third division, right?
Yeah.
And I think this is Valentina's division, correct?
Yes.
So I definitely think she's coming for the title. I think that Valentina's reign might slowly be coming to an end. And I don't know who might take it down, which Brazilian might take it down. I think it's either Tyler Santos.
I think it's going to be Tyler.
Tyler Santos or Jessica Andrade. And then who knows, that fight for Andrade against Tyler Santos might be different.
Yeah, 100%, like 100%.
Like, who knows?
It's a different set of problems.
Andrade, I think her being a fight to be fighting Tyler Santos instead of Valentino will be interesting. I think we all know the outcome of a Valentina Andrade fight. Right? It was kind of too easy, right?
Yeah.
But Tyler Santos,
this
Andrade in Brazil again. Take it back.
That's what I'm saying.
Take it back.
To say to you. That's what I'm saying, dog.
Take it back.
Shit will pop off. I think there's so many good fights to make, and especially of this result.
Yes.
So let's see what happens. Okay, Vichy, our third fight on the main card was a welterweight bout between Gilbert Dorino Burns and Neil, the Haitian sensation.
The Haitian sensation.
Magny. We obviously know that it ended in the first round, 4 minutes and 15 seconds by submission. Neil Magny threw 11 punches, landed 4. Gilbert Burns threw 12, landed 10. Before this happened, right? Gilbert Burns did not have 2 or 3 takedowns. He had 1.
He had 1.
He only needed 1, right? And a staggering 5 significant strikes from Gilbert Burns.
No, my goodness.
Which is rare, right? As we know,
yes.
He moved you 5 in one combination.
Yeah,
right?
100%.
So clearly it worked really well, and it showed the difference in competition between Gilbert Burns and Neil Magny, who I also really like. What are your thoughts, Vishy?
I don't know what I predicted. I think I might have said like submission in second, so I was nice to Neil Magny, clearly.
Yeah.
Look, Neil Magny, no disrespect. You
Yes.
have you literally have like the most wins in welterweight history.
The most successful welterweight fighter ever.
Ever, right?
In wins.
In wins. Yeah, let's.
He also has more than 10
Let's
losses. He has 11 losses.
Yeah, in wins, he is the
Amazing. Amazing.
one of the greatest welterweights, right? However, when you're coming up against a bra like Gilbert Burns, he will take you down. And
Yep.
then he'll take you down and put you in a body dry.
Oh yeah.
And then he'll lamb on top of you.
And just
And
beat the
then he
shit
just
out of you.
work you out. He just work you. He work you. He work you. He works the shit out of you. And he wears you down, and slowly but surely he's in the full mount position. And then all of a sudden, if you actually watch the fight back, like the way he gets into that triangle to choke him out, it's so funny, man.
Yeah.
It's almost like he just collapses his
Yeah.
body and goes, and then he's like,
He like smothers you,
Yeah.
like, but it's like to get to that place.
And it's just like a quick like relax. He like relaxes his body quickly, and then all of a sudden he's just like and then and then he's got you.
It's almost like the full magnet.
Yeah,
Like he was
it's like,
so
oh
soft.
no, I'm tired. Fuck you now. Like, and then it was probably about 30 seconds from then on, and then you see the tap on the back from Neil Magny, and that was that.
That's all she wrote.
That's all she wrote.
Yeah, Vishy, I think obviously Gilbert calling for Colby Covington.
I want to be back very quick, and I'm going to finish everybody. Kobe Covington, I'm coming for you.
Yes, that'll be.
I definitely wanted to be Covington first, but I would take either one of them. I think Bilal also deserves that fight with Gilbert.
I guess given Kobe's history with what he said about Brazilian people, also would be a nice story to.
Exactly, and Masvidal.
And Masvidal.
Masvidal. The story between Masvidal, Covington and Gilbert. I
Yes,
think that's a very interesting one.
very.
Gilbert going after Masvidal so hard, so like you're a coward and you're ducking me, and Masvidal going, yo, I'm involved in lawsuits currently.
Yeah.
This is why I can't. And I'm dealing with an injury. I can't right now. I've got more important things. When I'm ready, you'll know. Like, I'm not scared of nobody. I don't know why UFC fighters still say other UFC fighters are scared of them.
No,
I don't know why. That's
because
that rhetoric. That's
can't be
unbelievable.
scared to get in the cage.
That rhetoric is unbelievable at this point.
Yeah.
Let's be real. You
But
can't
you
believe it anymore.
can't.
Anyways, okay, Vishy, our second last bout, our co-main event of the evening was a flyweight bout between Davison Figueiredo and Brandon Moreno. Wow.
Wow.
The quadrilogy, the first UFC quadrilogy ever. And it ended in the third round
By Dr. Stop.
by Dr. Stoppage. Can you believe it? TKO.
Okay.
For Brandon Moreno. What did you think, Vishy?
I thought the first and the second round were interesting. I thought there was a lot of back and forth. You know, I definitely Brandon Moreno takes the first because of those two takedowns that he got. There was a little bit of exchanges here and there. It wasn't too intense. It was a feeling out round.
Yes.
Second round, more feeling out, a lot of exchanges back and forth. That interesting wrestling exchange though, where Brandon took him down and they caught up again, and then Figueiredo had him in the guillotine and dropped him, and then
And then he gets out of that.
and he gets, how he got out of that was
lands on
amazing.
top.
You know, like that was very nice. That's where
Typical flyweight fight.
yes, that's where the fight like started to get like into that, you know, the rhythm, right? Oh, like and now we're trying things now, right?
Crazy.
And then you get into the third, and Brandon Moreno comes with a shot like this. Side of the fist.
Wow.
Side of the fist hits his eye.
Wow.
And
Amazing.
you literally see Figueiredo go like this.
Yeah.
I don't want this. I don't want this. And then he gets taken down, and slowly but surely through the round, you know, they get back up again, and they exchange here and there.
Yeah.
But I think at the end of that, you could see his eye was shut.
Yeah.
Completely shut.
Yeah.
There was only one eye. As a doctor, no matter what anybody says, you know that fight is.
But now the doctor came in the cage, looked at him and went, Michael Bisping? Mikey B?
Where's Rebecca?
Is that you, Mikey B? Bro, look, you know what stood out for me? I think clearly Figgy was really shredded. Nice. And I think that somebody that big just can't sustain it at cutting that much. But which is why I'm happy he went up and decided to go up. That's fantastic.
That is fantastic.
But also I think it's long overdue.
Yeah, 100%.
But I understood also why he went for this one more time.
Sure.
Rather than
And it's in history books. It's the fourth fight. First ever fourth fight.
And it was like I enjoyed it again.
Yeah.
I don't want to say it ever again.
No,
but I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Once more, I thought that I expected Figgy to be a lot bigger, and I expected Figgy to be a lot more physical with him and dominate physically.
Yes.
Right? And I knew Brandon would always be skilled, right? And would always throw with volume, but with a guy bigger than you. But that's generally when you're equal. Clearly they're not equal. Clearly Brandon is significantly better at vital moments than Edison, right? And Brandon, what I guess rang to me, or I guess flashed in my mind about this fight was Brandon's volume, his success in the volume, and what that outcomes looked like.
Yeah.
The way he landed and when he landed, and then what Davison would return to the next exchange as. It's almost like each time, for me at least, Brandon landed with good combination or was tough to hit, Figgy's confidence looked like it seeped slowly downwards. That's what it looked like to me. And look, total strikes, Brandon Moreno landed more than double Figgy. That should tell you. He touched him way more times, right? He threw more than double, landed literally between 55 and 60 more punches than Figueiredo. In that fight, they fought the same amount of time. 60 more punches, that's in a different fight.
It's a
right?
fight.
That's another fight, right? And obviously significant strikes are also more than double Figgy's significant strikes. So just showed he hit him with more power also. And then obviously Figgy had a really good takedown. And Brandon Moreno had 3 out of 6 takedowns. Figgy tried to tap Brandon out twice and it didn't work. And I think that highlights the summary of these two fighters, the quadrilogy, I guess this experience, which was, we got a bit of everything.
Yeah.
It was a bit of everything. It was a bit of beautiful martial arts. Literally a pile of beautiful martial arts. We had
it was close to an hour and a half of fighting.
Amazing, and we got it all. We didn't only see wrestling, we didn't only see BJJ or only striking. We saw a combination of all every time.
You saw what this matchup could be in 4 different ways.
Amazing. Absolutely amazing. Like, thank you guys so much for that.
Yes, thank you.
Trilogy. I mean, like, I guess we're in awe of it.
In absolute awe.
There was a time that this division was going to get cut.
Yeah.
This is one of the most exciting divisions I've done for the last 3 years. Because of these two.
Because of these two.
So, long may it continue. Long may it continue. And once more, Viva Mexico, Viva Mexico, Viva Mexico. Brandon, wow. Okay, we sharing our last bout for UFC 283. Viva Mexico. Brandon, wow. Okay, we sharing our last bout for UFC 283.
Yes,
was Glover Teixeira Opalali versus Jamal Hill.
Yes, sir.
And it went to decision, and we know Jamal won every round convincingly.
Very much so.
Do you know, I'll be honest with you, quite a few people were petitioning for 10-8 rounds.
Wow.
2 and 3 or 3 and 4, I can't remember now, I can't place it. But yeah, that's what they thought. It was that decisive.
It was that decisive.
What do you think?
I think, you know what I think? I think it was a great last fight for Glover Teixeira. I think he went out on his guard. He did not get knocked out. At 43 years old, to be fighting somebody who is clearly here to be at the top of the game. And Jamal Hill, the amount of strikes he got in, it was just absolutely ridiculous. By the second round, it was already ridiculous. That's when we started to warm up. First round was like, it was a lot. Jamal Hill was kind of like feeling it.
Yeah.
He got a lot of strikes in. Glover was trying, didn't do much. Second round, I think Jamal knew that he could just unload. And Glover responded. Don't get me wrong, Glover definitely responded. He definitely tried. But then when they came to the third and the fourth, it was absolute like
You just couldn't sustain
that
and damage anymore.
Yeah, and you can't, man. And that cut above the eye, and it was hard to watch at a certain point. Look, I understand, and I get it, and it is his last fight. And if I'm the referee, I would be in two minds of whether to stop it or not to. I wouldn't know what to do either. How do you tell somebody that big in the game to stop fighting? You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, he's actually not giving up. There's no point where he gives up.
Not at all, not even a bit.
He tries to move all the time. He's always trying to move, get out of the way, or defend it, or do something.
Amazing, this guy. Jamal Hill, I'm really impressed with this young guy. I'm really impressed with everything he seems to exuberate. This young, confident, athletic, powerful, smart, highly intelligent MMA fighter, and I think the future is going to be clear, is going to be really bright, and I hope that he can really drive the division into, you know, some amazing oblivion for us. That would be crazy. But his story from where he came from and his reaction after the fight and everything, it's just a beautiful moment and occasion for Jamal Hill. Short notice fight. Against Glover Teixeira.
Yes.
That's crazy. And Glover I wanted to leave for last. Glover, I think, obviously has become one of my heroes. And he seems like such a nice guy outside of the octagon. Just his personality, just how warm he is, how friendly he is, how confident in himself he is.
100%.
Right? And how himself he is. And then in the octagon, he seems to be the polar opposite of that, right? He seems to be this badass
Man.
that just never dies.
Never.
He fucks everybody up or anybody up. One of the best,
Up and your mama.
right? And literally one of the few fighters who has the most success in the last chapter of their fighting career.
To have that as your last fight. I think about other fighters' last fights. Think about it. It's usually like the sad, like, we know.
Yeah.
He's taking his gloves off. Yeah, we thought so.
Yeah. This was like if you said there was one more, I'm gonna make another title and you'd believe him.
Yeah, you would believe him.
You'd think, okay, if there was anyone that would be him.
It would be him.
I'm glad he's not fully good, but I'm in awe of Glover Teixeira, is the best way to say it. I will forever be a fan, and I will forever be, I guess, mindful of the fact that he won the title close to the end.
Yes.
No one wins it close to the end of their career, because once it's said and done, it's done. It's been said.
It's a George Foreman moment.
100%. 100%.
You know, he came close to it just like George Foreman did early in George Foreman's career against Ali. And Ali obviously destroyed him, right? But then George Foreman never gave up.
Yeah.
Just like Glover Teixeira never gave up. And one day he became the champion.
Yeah.
And,
So true.
and I remember when he told everybody, no, I'm going on a loss run. Like, I laughed it off. I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? You're an old man. How are you gonna beat? And John Jones was still the champion. All this, I was like, how do you think you're gonna be the champion? And look at where we are today. The man was a champion, had a crazy fight with one of the best in the division. After that, just lost that fight in the last round, and then has another fight for the title many months later and goes down. Doesn't even go down. Technically didn't go down, right? He fought right until the fucking end at the age of 43 years old.
Insane. Absolutely insane. I'm really proud of him. It's been a great career. Jose Aldo's inducted into the Hall of Fame.
Oh, that was also very nice.
Shogun Rua retired as well. Some legends of the game.
Yes.
They deserve all the praise. Without them, we would have nothing to watch, nothing to be entertained by, modern day gladiators, and we appreciate them. That's been UFC 283. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for the support. We appreciate it. Like this video.
Like this shit, 50 likes. Give us 50 likes. That's all we ask for. 50.
Let's go.
Let's go.